I find it how it's so abnormal, or maybe like an offense to talk to somebody on the street. I mean, I can't even stop someone and talk to the person on the street or on the road, or maybe sometimes in the social environment as well. It's really hard to strike a conversation. I got here and they said, okay, before you can find somebody, you have to download like 4 or 5 dating apps on your phone. I was like, wow, that's a cultural shock for me as well. I'm never used to it. I went, I downloaded, started swiping. More importantly, for anyone coming, your degree doesn't really matter,
Thank you. I think you're like the first person.
Very, very important. That is what you can do. And also, there are some things you need to know that on Sundays as well. It's very closed. Or practically all shops are closed.
Hi guys, welcome to our podcast once again. It's always amazing to have this conversation and give you guys insight into people's experience and perspective so far in Germany and as a whole in general. So today I'm here with a great guy. He's here to talk about a specific topic for us, which is things he wished he knew before moving to Germany. So I think that's a very curious and interesting conversation, because definitely there's some things I wish I knew before I moved as well. So, but today we're just going to talk from his perspective and get his insights and opinion on what he wish he knew before moving. So, but first, before we start, brother, can you introduce yourself to our audience, because obviously they don't know you, and so they can get to know you.
Thank you once again for having me. It's a pleasure to always come to Onlyfacts Podcast. I'm happy to be here, actually. So, my name is Amos. We all live in Germany here. So, so I work as a UX specialist, and also a father as well. I'm also happy. I'm happy to be here.
Great. So first, I think the very first question, that's always on my mind when we have like these sort of conversations. Why did you move here?
If a lot of times I get to be asked that question, and for me, I mean, Germany. My movement to Germany was just like maybe say like my last choice, because we all want to move to Canadas of this world, the Americas of this world. So after I applied to Canada, and I couldn't, get the visa for some reason to study, actually. So, and I decided to move to Germany, because I did some research, and I realized that Germany is a very safe country. Amidst the language barriers as well. So, and also it has the chance for you to get a good job as well. So basically, it was the last reason was just because I was pressured. Like I have nowhere else to turn to, no country else, because I felt like, and we are like 4 in the family. 3 of us already left. So I was the last. So I was like, this is my chance, or else no more chance for me. So I decided to just to apply to Germany, and it was an easy process as well. It was a sweet moment.
All right. Once in a while, I'm glad you've had like a good experience. But how would you say your experience in Germany has been so far? Then you moved here and made
the experience could have been better, I felt, because I moved in towards the end of 2019. And that was when we started hearing of COVID. And it was a really tough time, to be here. Everything was locked down, and I moved in as a student, actually, and at some point my lectures were turned up to online, so it was a horrible experience at first, but after COVID, we started enjoying life in Germany,
honestly, I always find it very fascinating. People who came in during COVID, Yeah, because I'm like, it would have been nice to experience Berlin, pre and post COVID. Yeah. So because I think I moved here like at the end of 2018 as well. So I've had like that experience of like experiencing, Germany and Berlin.
Yeah.
Before COVID, during COVID, and post COVID as well. So there's still maybe it's just thinking of the good old days, but there's still like a bit. I feel there's a bit of differences that I cannot explain to someone who was in like a similar situation. Yeah.
It's very difficult to explain because you need to experience it.
Exactly.
Than just talking about it.
Yeah. It's like you said, you needed to be there.
Yeah, you needed to be there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So tell me, see, it's moving here, right? So what would you say like was the did you experience any cultural shock? What was the most
I mean,
highest
the highest cultural shock for me was as an African, you can really strike a conversation from anywhere with anybody, anytime. But as I moved to Germany, I realized it was so different, like you can't just talk to anybody you see. You can't just, make friends, despite the agenda, the gender of the person, be it male or female, I mean, it was a horrible experience as well because, for me, it's something that I'm used to as an African, So, but that was a cultural shock for me actually. So I couldn't just strike a conversation with anybody. No,
trust me. I know what you mean for sure. I know what you mean. Yeah. It's funny. I was just talking to the guys like in the background before we started this. I think one thing I've also realized is people when they have a destination in their mind here, that's just the only thing like they want to just get done.
Yeah.
So having sideway conversation. It's not on the agenda.
Yeah.
So they're not just interested in it as well. So, but sometimes you can, when you go to social places, so people can be different because they're like, okay, I'm going to a social place, so I need to talk to people. Or I'm going to work, so I don't need to talk to anyone. I just need to go to work.
That's it. That's the cultural shock. I mean, because we as Africans, we believe we can meet anybody from anywhere,
anytime. I
remember my time in Africa when I was working. In the neighborhood, I know some few people, in the neighborhood of where my company was, I mean, and it was a lot for me because I can just get out of the office, break time, and reach out to these people and talk to them,
Okay.
So, but. Yeah, it's nothing like that. Yeah,
it's like that. Yeah. So, where are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
From Nigeria. Yeah. Nice. So to the good, to the additional good part as well. So tell me, what has been your favorable experience, and as well, what would you say has been like the best? Have you like had like one amazing day or amazing week so far in Germany, and what has been your other positive experiences so far?
Positive experience for me, because I must say, the positive experience is how Germany has pushed me, to greater heights. I mean, we as Africans, I'm sorry to say, but we are more relaxed. We always want things to come our way, but here in Germany, it's not like that. So Germany, we give you that motivation.
Yeah.
That's the word, motivation to, because I never saw myself that I would continue in tech because I worked as a banker in Nigeria as well. So I was thinking I was going to move into that line. But when I came to Germany and I was like, okay, I mean, there's no space for me as a banker here.
Yeah.
I need to speak to some level of German before I could attain that height. So I had to go back to IT, to tech. I said, reading, doing some research. I went to some tech lessons as well, lectures as well, and it was amazing for me and experience. And I work in tech now as a UX specialist now, and it's amazing. So I can say that's the experience, because I never saw myself to attain that height here. So and as an African, so it's really amazing to do that.
I mean, I find it fascinating when you say Africans are a bit relaxed, because for me, I think Nigeria are some of the most resourceful people I know, and hustlers.
Yeah,
and hustlers. I mean, except I'm getting like the context of what you mean wrong.
I think you get the context wrong.
Okay.
What I mean is that we as Nigerians, we are very, very proactive, and we always reach for the highest, where we can, highest goal. And but at some point, growing up as a Nigerian, there are some things like, you feel that you're so comfortable that things were going to go your way. Things are going to go your way, but it's not like that yet. I mean, it's not like that. Yeah, you need to challenge yourself. Yeah, gives you that opportunity to challenge yourself. Yeah. So that's what I mean. That's where I'm coming from.
I agree with you, because again, I think one of the most unique thing as well is, if why I think it's also very motivation as well, is you see the product of your work, right? You see the product of your hard work, and that motivates you to do more. Exactly. But the thing is, if you don't see the product of your work, let's say in place like Nigeria, right? You get now, if it comes my way, it comes my way. It doesn't come my way, forget. So I think from that angle, I totally understand, actually.
In the context of the social life in Germany, it's also not what I expected,
So what did you expect?
I mean, I used to have an uncle then. It's very funny. He lives in France.
Yeah.
So he came to Nigeria a year before I traveled to Germany, and he was like, "Hey." Because his son was also staying with us then. Yeah. So he came and was like, you guys are just here. When you move to Europe, the girls will flutter around you. They will rush you guys. And so I had that mindset coming to Germany. I was like, when I came here, I was like, where are the girls floating around me? I don't know.
But I think it's quality though. I think that also,
I don't think it's quality, because there are some things there. That's why we said about cultural shock. It's also a cultural shock for me, because I mean, pro COVID, or before the COVID, before I moved here, while in Nigeria, I never knew anything about dating platforms.
Same, I was just having that conversation, like it was like.
For me, I never had one dating app on my phone.
No, we don't even use it.
We don't use it.
If you're there, you're looking for people who are you're looking for basically what's the word?
People close to
escorts.
you. Escort.
Yeah. So it means you're looking for escorts.
Apart from the escorts, we as Africans, we can meet. I always tell my friends, even my colleagues at work, I say, we as Africans, we can meet ourselves anywhere, anywhere, talk to somebody anywhere. It could be where the area where you work, it could be. So we are not really we are not really entitled to meet people only on dating platforms. And I find it how it's so abnormal, or maybe like an offense to talk to somebody on the street. I mean, I can't even stop someone and talk to the person on the street, or on the road, or maybe sometimes in the social environment as well. It's really hard to strike a conversation. That's what I mean. So, but I got here and they said, okay, before you can find somebody, you have to download like 4 or 5 dating apps on your phone. I was like, wow, that's a cultural shock for me as well. I'm never used to it.
Yeah.
I
True,
went,
true.
I downloaded, started swiping. So it's really, really different. It's something we have to adjust to. Yeah.
I totally agree with you as well. So speaking of like, were there any expectations like you had before you came to Germany, like expectations you had about Germany, and then you came here and then you were like, oh, it's not like that. I mean, apart from the story from your uncle, you just was there any were there any other expectations you were having, and then it wasn't like that when you came?
What I was looking at was I was expecting to maybe because of the language barrier, I was expecting to land like a good professional job as soon as I came, but it was so difficult. And also how punctuality is very, very important here.
Yeah.
And also the bureaucracy as well was really shocking as well. Really shocking for me. Letters, just keep coming to my box, and I have to translate. Imagine that you have like 4 letters a day. And how you have to Google translate this informations. So it's really, really shocking. Those are things I feel like, and how you have to also put in the work if you want to socialize.
I think it takes like a lot of effort to
a lot of effort.
Yeah. Honestly, it is. And I'm not saying I don't put effort. I'm someone who, for me, socialization should be very spontaneous.
Very, very spontaneous. It just should happen. That's the sweetest things about socialism.
About socializing.
Just for you to just wait for it to happen. It's not like you have to put in the effort.
I get you, man. I get you, absolutely. Yeah. So I see that there's like a lot of positive basically from your experience here so far. From work to being motivated to to like the socio-economic system is good as well. So given on that, I don't want to be a bummer, but have you had any sort of like, what would you, or better still, let me phrase it this way: what would you say has been your worst experience if you've had one so far?
Worst experience. I think it was when I moved in and trying to integrate into the system as well. It's not just one time. It's been a couple of experiences, how you need to, that's where the bureaucracy comes in, how you need to get settled in, things you need to do, how you need to register, your Meldong, you have to have a bank account, those weren't really easy because when you don't know anybody here, when you come alone, and me and just some couple of friends, we were doing this all ourselves, and it was, you have to go here, wait for this paper to come before you can take it there to, and it was really, really, let me not use the word horrible, but it was really challenging. And at some point it was, very, very, and sapping up all the energy we had.
All the enthusiasm. So would you say you're fully integrated?
To some extent, fully integrated, but the language is still a barrier. We can understand some words. We speak basic German, which I felt that everybody coming to Germany is supposed to at least speak basic German before moving here. Would have made a lot of things easier for us. I understand some words in German, and also this has really helped now. And what to do, what not to do. I can't categorically tell somebody that's coming to Germany newly what this person can do to make life easier for the person. So yeah, we can say we've really integrated as well.
Yeah. So I mean, so from your, so I think that's also like a good tip as well to learn basic German coming as well. Because also maybe if I done that as well, maybe my German would have been better now. To be honest, and but apart from learning the language as well, what would what other tips would you say you'd recommend to someone who's wanting to move here?
Apart from learning the language, you need to also sort out some things which are very important, like accommodation. Be it your student or maybe your professional, that is very important as well. And also there are some things you need to know that on Sundays as well, it's very closed. Or practically all shops are closed. And so also making friends not that easy. You need to you need to go out there, and then socialize. Those are the things I feel you people should know before before moving.
Okay. All right. So I think those are those are really, really good insights.
Yeah.
Right. And thanks for coming and giving us that experience from your experience as well. So obviously I'm also an expat as well. So I would say I also have share similar experiences as well. Yeah, exactly.
You work in tech as well?
No, not in tech. I work in finance.
Oh, that's nice. You're the ones making money in Germany,
I would say tech actually. Yeah, because tech is the next thing right now, the biggest thing. So I think you guys are,
and also
you guys need to be tasked more.
Yeah, and also more importantly, for anyone coming, your degree doesn't really matter,
Thank you. I think you're the first person.
Very, very important for anybody coming. Your degree doesn't matter. Is what you can do. That's what I keep telling people.
Yeah.
Your degree doesn't really matter. Whether you studied marketing or, because I came here I've worked in a bank in Nigeria. I came to study marketing also for my master's, but I realized that when I wanted to switch to IT, I was like, my degree was my master degree was in marketing, and I realized that after doing some series of interviews for my to get a job in IT, I realized that it's what you can do. It's not where you're coming from or what you've done before. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for bringing that up as well, because I think one thing I realized, and I tell people who just move here as well is I think key thing is experience.
Yeah.
What what you study, so even after you study, right, they just see that's just paper and at just time. So it's your actual work experience. That really matter to employers in Germany. It's also why I find it really interesting to do this apprenticeship as well. Then after the apprenticeship, you get a job in that career. So it's going to university, the apprenticeship as well. So which I think is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, because then you pick people based on what they've done and what they can do at that point in time. So it's more, I'm not saying if you study hard, it's not good as well. I'm just saying sometimes being in school and studying in school can be, different from
very,
actual life experience.
Very different.
Yeah. Again, thanks a lot, Amos. I think it's been a good conversation so far.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I hope this, is able to help, some of our audience, out there. If you're outside of Germany, if you just move here, I hope his experience would also, be positive to you as well. To know, okay, they're positive, lots of positive aspects, and maybe just if if downs, but again, life is up and downs, pros and cons. But at least from what you can see, the pros outweigh whatever cons that there is out there. So so just be open to adapting and open to change and open to being someone new. other than your comfort zone. So, which is going to always be our, hometown, I guess. Yeah. So that's a wrap from me. Please don't forget to subscribe, follow, share, and please, go onto YouTube. If you're watching this on Instagram right now, go onto YouTube to watch us. Subscribe there. We need everyone that is saying this to not forget, to subscribe for sure and follow, so you can see much more insightful and interesting episode in the future as well. So have a great day from me, and I'll see you soon.
All right, guys, have a great day as well. Thank you for having me. I'll also be here to talk about some other interesting topics as well. I'm very happy to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, man. Yeah. Cheers.